We all know that if a person is diabetic and has an uncontrolled blood sugar levels, one needs to get on to a healthy eating habits, probably reduce carbohydrate, increase protein and fiber, and also do exercises. But let me ask you, do you know what exactly does these two part, which is one is on the dietary aspect and other on the exercise part, how does these two work and why is it important? What does it do to bring down the blood sugar levels? And we have also heard people saying that, walking they will do to bring down blood sugar levels. That's what we're going to talk about today. How much importance does both the dietary aspect and exercise aspect, and what are its roles in bringing down the blood sugar levels? And also, in some cases, it is even possible to reduce the dosages of your diabetes medication. How can you do that? That's what I'm going to talk about. So stay tuned till the end of the video. My name is Rajiv Ambat. I'm the CEO and the Chief Health Officer at Nuvo Vivo Center for Obesity, Lifestyle Disorders and Research. We are an online health and wellness company. We work with our clients across the globe and help them manage lifestyle disorders such as diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, so on and so forth. So, when we talk about diabetes, let me explain you another scenario. Let's talk about a dam which is filled with water in the catchment area, a lot of rain, and then you need to release the water off from the dam. Let's assume there are three shutters for this dam, okay? Are you going to open all these shutters straight away and let all the water flow out? We won't do that, right? If we do that, if we open all the shutters 100%, the water will flow, and even the nearby village or the trees on the side of the canal and everything will also get uprooted and get washed away. What do we do instead? We'll just open maybe only one shutter and maybe 25%, right? We'll open only 25% of that. Why do we do that? We want to control the flow of the water which is flowing out, right? The same way, when we eat carbohydrates, this carbohydrate is converted into glucose in the blood, but we want to reduce the rate of this conversion, or rather we need to make this a little longer process and not release all glucose at one go. What do we do that? We kind of reduce the shutter only 25%. And how do we do that? We do that by including protein and fiber into the diet, right? And we obviously make sure that we are not eating too much of carbohydrates also. Commonsensical, right? So reducing carbohydrates or including protein and fiber along with carbohydrates to manage blood sugar levels is very similar to not opening all the shutter gates of a dam and opening only one, and that only 25%, right? So that's one thing. Essentially, to put it very loosely, you're actually buying time to fix this issue of insulin resistance, right? What is insulin resistance? Insulin resistance is a condition wherein our body is becoming resistant to insulin. So look at it this way. We have an almirah at home, right? And we want to open that almirah. We need a key for that, right? And if the lock of the almirah is rusty, it might take a little while for us to open this almirah. This is type 2 diabetes, wherein the key is the insulin, the almirah is the cell, and the stuff that we're going to keep inside the almirah, the clothes or whatever, is actually the glucose, the blood, the sugar or the glucose, right? Carbohydrate, which turns into glucose. Now, we have a key with us. The insulin is there with us, but the lock has turned rusty. So the insulin is not able to bind to the cell, or in other words, the cell is becoming more resistant to the insulin, right? So when that happens, the blood glucose levels will stay elevated because body is not able to absorb these glucose levels from the blood, right? So that's what type 2 diabetes is. And type 1 is where the key itself is not there, so you can't open the almirah, or the number of keys are lesser. Or in other words, the insulin is not there, or the amount of insulin is much lesser, so that the body is not able to reduce and keep a check on the blood glucose levels. And the one which happens mostly due to a bad lifestyle is type 2 diabetes, right? Which typically happens after 30 or 35 years of age. So in such a condition, the blood glucose levels stay elevated, right? Now let's go to a previous dam example. I want to draw parallels to that for a better understanding, right? Before we even open the shutter, say 25%, what would we do commonsensically? We will clean up the canal, won't we? We'll clean up the canal. We'll make sure we take away all the dirt and the muck and all the waste and garbage, which is, if it kind of has sedimented onto the canal, we will remove all of that so that water can flow out of this much more freely and easily, right? The same way, we need to do certain things while we kind of include protein and fiber to reduce the rate of flow of glucose is something that we do. I mentioned that it's actually buying time. What are we buying time from? We are buying time until we work on reducing the resistance of insulin, resistance of the body towards insulin, or in other words, we are making sure that the rusty key is actually made, rusty lock is actually kind of worked upon, and the rust is removed, and the key actually works properly, or the insulin is able to bind properly, right? Until then, we are just buying time, to put it very loosely. So what do we do as a parallel of removing this waste and muck and everything from the canal? What we essentially do is that we improve body's ability to uptake the glucose from the blood. How do we do that? Again, yet another parallel that I want to explain it to you so that you remember. We know the sponge, right? In Malayalam, we say sponge. The sponge, if there is some water on the floor, you take that sponge and put it on that floor, that sponge will absorb the water. Yeah. The more dry the sponge is, the more it can absorb. And the bigger the sponge is, more water it can absorb, right? Now look at it this way. Our muscles are very much like the sponges which absorb water. It's only thing is that it absorbs glucose. Larger the muscle is, the more it can absorb glucose from the blood, because muscles needs to hold these glucose as glycogen so that it can use for its functioning to do a task and so on and so forth, right? And the larger the muscle is, more it can sponge out. At the same time, the more active or the more dry, the dry part of the sponge that I explained, the more active the muscle is, the more its need is to absorb glucose from the blood, right? So muscles are like the sponges on the side of the canal which absorbs the glucose, right? And the larger the muscle is, meaning if you exercise, especially resistance training, will improve the quality and quantity of the muscle. So when you do that, your ability of your muscles to hold up more glucose is increasing, and that's what is happening, right? And when you do exercises regularly, your muscles would need to sponge out more and more glucose from the blood, right? So you essentially do two things. While you reduce the rate of flow of glucose into the blood, you also need to work on reducing the insulin resistance of the body by making sure muscles are better so that it can sponge off more glucose from the blood, right? So essentially, management of diabetes has to be done from two aspects. One, from a dietary aspect, which is essentially reducing the rate of glucose release, which is nothing but buying time of sorts. At the same time, on the other side, when you are actually buying time, you make sure you work on your musculature, your lean muscle mass and everything, and reduce the insulin resistance, thereby improving body's ability to uptake this glucose from the blood, right? And when that has improved, it takes, of course, it won't take in a day or two. When that has improved over a period of a week, or not even a week, maybe 2-3 weeks, gradually you will see some changes. When that happens, instead of 25%, you probably can open the shutter, say 50%, or another way, you probably can have a little more extra carbohydrates. This is how management of diabetes needs to be done. And it is not by stopping carbohydrates completely or doing a keto. Saying that I did keto and hence my blood sugar levels are normal is kind of absurd, because you never had carbohydrate at all. Where is the question of even managing carbohydrates? Diabetes is body's inability to manage carbohydrates. So if you never had any carbohydrate at all, there's no question of managing it at all. And what is the right way of managing? By buying time of sorts, by dietary intervention with right carbohydrate intake, timing of carbohydrate, additional protein and fiber onto it, while at the same time do these exercises and reduce the insulin resistance and improve the key, so that the key can actually bind with the insulin binding sites. That's what is the very scientific yet a simplistic explanation of how one should be managing diabetes. I hope this information was helpful. Now you know what needs to be done for yourself or for your relative or anybody who has a diabetes, how it needs to be managed. We are an online health and fitness company. We are into the field of medical fitness. So fitness is all about exercises, looking good, looking young, which is important. We do that. At the same time, we look at it from a very scientific point of view to help people manage diseases such as lifestyle diseases, such as diabetes, cholesterol, thyroid, PCOD for women, fatty liver, uric acid, hypertension, acidity issues, irritable bowel syndromes, arthritis, so on and so forth. This is Rajiv Ambat. I hope this information was helpful. If you have any doubts or any queries, please do comment here. We'll be more than glad to answer them. As always, stay fit, stay young, stay healthy, and stay safe. Take care.